Yo, what's going on? So today I'm going to be showing you how to make a beat for Drake and Party Next Door's new album. I'll be talking over some parts and whatnot, but more time I'll just be cracking on, sort of showing you how I make the beat and whatever. So more time, I'm starting off with a piano and I've laid down these notes here. So let me solo that out. You feel me? So this sounds crazy. Yeah, more time. I don't really know much about scales and whatnot and like theory and everything. So more time I'm just like starting with root notes. Um, yeah, as you can see here, I've started the root note here, just copied it and brought it down. And then with that, I've just like sort of skip note plays, you know what I mean? Just the sort of standard thing you see anywhere. It sort of works with any sort of like genre, I guess. So when you're skipping and whatnot, more time you're getting a nice sort of chord, and then you can I sort of go by ear and play the rest of it out for what sounds good to me. So that's how I started this off. It's a preset inside of Analog Labs. You know what I mean, it's a nice sounding sound. So yeah, next I moved on to a like synth bass sort of thing to copy these root notes here. If I go into, as you can see, sort of copied the root notes, added some little notes in the second half, just so it's not like the same sort of thing. I've done the same here. You want to keep that in mind. Like if I was to just have this, it sort of be a bit too repetitive as the beat goes on. So I like to, first 4 bars simple, second like 4 bars are like switch it up just a little bit, just so, yeah, I mean the sound doesn't get too boring. So yeah, that's how I start things off, and that's sort of how I go about producing every time I make a beat. And yeah, as I go along as well, I tend to gain stage. This sort of works for me for mixing. It's quick. I sort of understand that your mix doesn't have to be, it has to be like sounding good, but it doesn't have to be like out of this world, like adding so many things to different tracks and whatnot. You know what I mean? Just keep it simple. So yeah, I sort of gain stage everything down to 12 dB. Sorry. So I start on my first melody here, which is this main one. So see, it's sort of around 12, and then I'll do the same with the sub bass as well. You see there's sort of where I want it to be. Again, yeah, I sort of mix as I go along, so I tend to normally do that on a lot of the basses, just bring out, obviously you don't want it hitting sort of that low end and like the highs and whatever, so I bring that down. I sort of do like drop this just so I can bring this up with like the kick, so like they don't really clash as much and whatnot. So yeah, just sort of do that. Main melody, take out the lows, you know what I mean? Simple EQing and whatnot, sounds you don't want to clash. Okay, so I sort of found another little sound here, which is sort of complements that first. I think it sits quite nice with that. So what I've done there, I've added EQ, I've took some of the, as you can see, some of them frequencies were bouncing up, sort of brought them down so it's not giving like any sort of crazy sounds at the end of the mix and whatnot. I've added a pan man as well, so it goes left and right, just so it's not clashing with this one as much. Obviously when you're making your beats, you want to pan different things so everything's not sort of in the middle and sounding too full in a way, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I've gone with that, and then with the sub bass as well. And then in here, like if I'm doing something now for like a switch up, sometimes I like move these notes along, and start adding some like higher notes and whatnot. So with these type of beats as well, when I'm adding a hi-hat, I like to bring this second note down to get rid of the rest, and then it gives more of a, I'll show you now. Gives it that sort of yeah, it gives that nice sort of, that Effectrix gives like a different sort of feel with your hi-hat, so you can maybe turn it off with a hook and then have it on in like the verse or something. You know what I mean? Just so you're switching it up and it's not like, you can sort of distinguish which part is what. Keep in mind, if you're adding open hats as well, you want to sort of drop this, because the hi-hat's going to be, you're going to have too much high end and it's going to sound. If I bring that out, it sort of sounds a bit, they're not really clashing as much, so that's sounding good. Let me get a little snare in there as well. Bring those down. Cool, so I got that. Next thing, I'm going to be adding the 808, so let me copy and paste that over. Good thing here is you want to bring the hold and the rest of these down and then cut by itself, just so when you let go it stops and doesn't like tail out and clash with like your kick and whatever else you've got in the mix. So also always check that your kick is in key, so sometimes you come in here and this might be like D or G and you have to see what that is, come in here and right click on whatever it is to tune your 808. So with that, I'm just going to follow the root notes, so I do this. And the same with this one. Bring this back up. Then with that, I can go in and arrange everything. So as you can see, as I've been going along, like making the beat, the mix is nearly done. Obviously, just leveling it and stuff. But for here, I'm just gonna EQ the kick 808 and whatnot. So then here, I like to bring this one down a little bit. Copy that, go to the kick, paste that in, and then sort of do the opposite and bring this bit up a bit. Yeah, it's sort of the same. So then after that, this is the beat pretty much done and sort of arranged. To be fair, I sort of struggle with arrangement in a way, like every sort of thing's different. I sort of just don't really have 100% clue how to switch up and that properly in Synth. So if there's any like tips for me there, make sure you leave them in the comments. It'd be nice to know. But then just grab my tag, put my tag and whatever in there. So that's pretty much what I do for my mix. For my master, I grab a fruity EQ. There we go. So I grab this one here and sort of boost the high, the mids, a bit of the lows. This crisps up that sort of the hi-hat and whatnot, and then after that I add a soft clipper. I tend to use this one here. Yeah, so that's pretty much how I make beats. Yeah, it's the first video. Let me know how you think this video went in terms of everything. For this video, I sort of just done how to make the beat. Ended up sort of going through my mixing techniques and whatnot. So hopefully it can help you. Yeah, so stay tuned. Drop in the comments anything you'd like to see. I'm more UK producer, so I've got some like NEMS type beats sort of coming up, and you know, like trying to do some of that new jazz stuff. So it'd be nice to make some tutorials on that. So yeah, if you're interested, stick around, subscribe. Feedback wise, let me know what I can improve on and whatnot in the comments. I tend to make tutorials when I can, sort of once, twice a week maybe, and then upload beats and stuff. So yeah, if there's something you're interested in, be sure to stick around. But until next time, peace.